Hey everybody, welcome back to another Diecast review. This is going to be a couple of Bristol race wins, doing a little customization to each of them. So it's kind of a tutorial, I don't know what you call it. So what I already did is I took the Jimmie Johnson race win from Bristol. This had the tire blown off of it, which we're going to see again with the Martin Truex car. And I wanted to explain how I got another tire back onto this. And not only that, but how we can get tires onto here for when that Truex one comes in. So basically it's because I don't like it to have just a rim. I like having the tire, and I got a chewed up one because I took it off of a Kevin Harvick car that I got real cheap just for the chewed up tire. Now obviously that's a little expensive. So the other option is you get one off of another diecast car and you just chew the tire up yourself. But, you know, you got to make that call on your own, what you want to do with it that way. Let's see, we might just wait. We'll do that one when the Truex car comes in. It should be coming here soon in the next couple weeks, so we'll just wait. We'll do that video on how to replace the tire then, once it comes in. That way I can just do it on that one and video it all at the same time. But yeah, it definitely made that Jimmie Johnson Bristol a lot better, in my opinion. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this Kevin Harvick Bristol win, because it has not a defect, but an inaccuracy to it. Here we go. Always got to get my handy dandy cloth out. So the problem with this car is that they did not remove the right side window. And yeah, I could probably just leave it in there and it'd be just fine, but you know what? I like to make my cars accurate, and I can do that. So we're gonna figure out how to make this accurate and make it look good. So you take out the 4 screws here. If you haven't seen my diecast chassis swap video, it's the same process to take chassis out in these as the Elites, as the ARCs. Everything 2018 is the same way. In 2017, you can't as easily because of the tethers on the hood and trunk. It can still be done, but it is not as easy. It is very difficult and extremely annoying. I need a smaller screwdriver. So, again, can be done, just not by any means would I enjoy it or recommend trying. Just because there's so much in the way, and once you disconnect the tethers, you really can't get them back together on there. So, come on. Well, you can see here, these suckers are staying nice and tight. I had to really fight that one to get her out. All right. So step 3 is we have to remove the splitter as I throw my screwdriver across the floor. So just going to take this little screwdriver here, slide it back on there a little bit. Just kind of get it peeled up here, just like that, and we slide it along the splitter. So you want to slowly kind of pry it up here. Never want to be too aggressive with it. The nice thing is it is on the underside of the car in terms of being less about a big deal. There you go. And there you can see both prongs stayed intact. Sometimes they don't. It's just kind of a luck game on if you can keep both of these little prongs on there. Sometimes they snap off. At the end of the day, if you're making a permanent change, you're probably going to glue it back down anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. But if you're not making a permanent change and you're only wanting to put it back temporary, they do kind of snap back in, and then I won't glue them unless I'm selling it. But this is not a selling. This is for my collection. Always make sure to have you something in between your car and that surface. This cloth will do perfect. Because you can put the pressure on there, but it's when you put pressure on it on a surface and then it slides, that's when you'll get those paint rubs. And you definitely don't want to rub any paint off of these. These cars are in really, really neat shape, so you definitely never want to wreck one that you didn't have to. Oh, there goes the last screw finally popping out. All right. And just like that, we're down to just the body. So, Outside of that, the chassis is all pretty much normal. But what we want to do is we see the hood, that's fine, blah, 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 right there. That right side window, that's not supposed to be there. That right side window is only on the intermediate tracks. So we have to go in and look and make sure that we can pop that specific window out without knocking out any other stuff. And it looks like we can. And I just did. Just put a little pressure on it, popped right out. So here's our right side window. Probably going to put it in a different car, maybe, I don't know, not a big deal. But just popped it out. It's just a window. Again, you don't have to do this, but on short tracks, you are not supposed to have the right side window in these cars. So I popped it out. And I believe the Tony Stewart Sonoma win is also very much like that. It should not have the window in it, and it does. So it's just a thing Lionel missed. Wasn't paying attention, I don't know. But now, looks a lot, it's correct. It's not necessarily it looks better or different, it's correct. And, you know, when you're a fan that knows the differences between the short track cars and the super speedway cars, and this, you know, that's something you want to see. So, after that, that's it. I mean, you put the screws back in, and that's it. There's really nothing else to it. So, that's all it takes to remove the right side window. They pop right out. They don't take very much effort at all. You get your hand in there, you give it a little poke, and zoop, out it goes. So, I'll probably stick it in the box, and that way if I ever have to sell it, I can put it back in if need be. But I customized it the correct way, so hopefully that'll, if I ever got to that point, I would be able to do it. But I don't plan to. I really like this car, and I like the Bristol cars. I got both 2017s, both 2018s will be coming. The 2016s, I have Harvick's, and then I have to look up. I think it was, I don't remember who won the spring 2016 race. I'll have to look it up and find out, but I would like to probably get that one. Just because I want to have a nice set of Bristol wins. I think they're the cooler ones. They always end up beat up. And I just sold my Jimmy Johnson 2010 one. Was looking at it. I didn't really have the sources to keep that one. I've got so many Johnson cars. I've got all of his 2016 Chase wins. So the Homestead to Martinsville and Charlotte in Elite. I've got his Daytona 500s in Elite. I've got his Bristol win Elite and a couple of championship cars. So I've already got plenty of Johnson cars. So that was one that kind of, unfortunately, got on the outside as far as getting to be kept. But, you know, it's all part of the fun of collecting. So maybe I'll get one in the future again. We'll see. You know, honestly, it'll depend. I may look at it for an Elite because I like the Elite COTs. I think they look cool. So anyway, right there, that's it. Car's all back together. It's in the right shape, and then you get to the right side, and no more window there, so it's correct and looks good. So you can obviously do more customization to that, and I'll show you how to do some customization once I get some Chase Elliott wins in. I'm going to do some seat swapping and some crossbar, just some changes to it that make it more accurate and, you know, little things like that. But that was all I was doing in this video. As I said, we'll do the tire swapping video here at some point for it'll be on the Truex Sonoma car. I think it's Sonoma or Fontana, one of the two. But it has no left rear tire. It's completely burned off the car. So we'll get that corrected and done the right way. But that'll pretty much wrap up this video. Give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. More reviews coming. Got a good number of reviews. I'm going to review a new display case I got and some other things like that. Just so we can all, just different diecast related things. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you all in the next diecast review.